Rishabh Pant getting the full fitness declaration from the BCCI and the NCA was an absolute feel-good moment for the ages, regardless of whether or not you're a fan of him or the IPL franchise that he plays for. We all know the amount of adversity that he had to overcome after suffering that rather horrific accident towards the end of the year 2022, and the fact that he was even alive after that in the first place pretty much was a miracle in itself. But now we could potentially be seeing an even bigger one when Pant will be returning to the cricket field, and we know that his return will come during the 2024 edition of the IPL. But how exactly is it that Pant himself has been feeling about this? I mean, we've heard a lot of reactions from people. We've heard plenty of people speak for Pant during this time. We've had soundbites from the likes of Saurav Ganguly, who's the team director and mentor, from Parth Jindal, who's one of the team owners of Delhi Capitals, but precious little from Pant himself, at least until right now. And some of the thoughts he shared are pretty interesting and really does shed some insight into the kind of mindset he's had ever since recovering from that near fatal accident. When he comes to talking about his, let's say, restarting his cricket journey, he used a very interesting comparison. He said that I'm excited and nervous at the same time. It feels like I'm going to make my debut again. Now, that part is really key. He said that he's both excited and nervous, but also that more importantly, this particular, let's say, start of his career feels like he's going to be making his debut again. And it's easy to understand why. For about more than a year at this point in time, cricket as it is may not have been the whole focus for Pant, because after surgery he would have had to recover, then of course go through the entire process of rehab. He missed out entirely on a World Cup in which India performed very, very well. But of course he had to, because he was focused on his own rehabilitation and getting himself back into shape after a rather terrible accident. So definitely not an ideal time, and considering all the work that he's put in, it's easy to understand why it is he would feel that this one feels like he's getting to make his debut again. So what exactly really is it that is going through his mind besides that? He also said that, to be able to play cricket again after everything I've been through is nothing short of a miracle. And again, it's very easy to understand why. The kind of accident that he suffered is something that, if it had to happen on a lesser car than the one that he was traveling in at that point, may very well have proven fatal. Pant sustained multiple injuries and had to undergo multiple surgeries in order to even be in the position that he's in. And of course, it's not just the surgery that fixes everything. It's the whole process of getting yourself rehabilitated, putting in that work, getting back muscle memory, then of course, physiotherapy. There's a lot of stuff that he's had to go through in the past 14 months. And of course, there's going to be question marks over how exactly it is that his body is going to hold up, especially when you consider that he's not just a pure batter, but his full-time role is that of a wicketkeeper bat. And it is worth noting, rather interestingly, that the BCCI said that the fitness clearance that he's gotten is both as a wicketkeeper and a batter, which means that potentially he's going to be doing both roles from the get-go for the Delhi Capitals. Why that's also important is because we've heard from BCCI Secretary Jai Shah himself say that Pant will be considered for the T20 World Cup that takes place right after the IPL if he can keep wickets. So it's definitely a certainty that he's going to be keeping as well as batting. How his body reacts at this point is anyone's guess, but as Pant himself puts it, it's a miracle that he's even playing. Now, what are your thoughts on Pant's comeback? How excited are you? You can let us know all of that in the comments below, and don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel, tap that bell icon, leave us a comment, follow us on social media. Don't forget to download the AajTak app. For now, from it's goodbye.